Hey, Angie.
Hey, Matt. Hi.
How
I'm
are
going to
you?
start right now if that's cool with you.
Very
All
cool with
right.
me.
Hey, friend, Angie Austin here with the good news. Well, when you think of 4th of July, do you think, grilling, being outside, good smells? I know I do. Well, joining us is Chef Matt Moore. He'll be giving us the lowdown on grills and how they're not all created equally. He'll show us the easiest and best ways to grill while revealing his tips for making your favorite 4th of July foods. Welcome to you, Chef Matt Moore.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
You betcha. All right. So, what are some of the foods that you think are must haves when you have a barbecue?
Oh man, I think year round is grilling season, but obviously with the holidays coming up, more and more folks are thinking about getting outside and firing up the grill. And for me, I love to start with the classics. Nothing is more quintessential Americana than a good ballpark brand hot dog. We're having fun
Mm.
this year. They've created the ballpark brand hot dog helmet. So we like to say there's no shame in our condiment game. You can fill this with your favorite toppings. Everyone always asks. I'm a mustard guy on my 100% ballpark Angus beef hot dogs. These are the ones that are going to cook up super plump. They're filling the entire bun. There's no byproducts or fillers or artificial colors. We've got a recipe that we're using for Chicago style dogs. So a lot of twists and turns that we can make with a classic 100% Angus beef hot dog. And if you have that helmet on, they're going to be giving away 150 of those as well to have some fun over the holiday.
Oh, cool. All right. I have to just jump in here, Matt. My husband, I know you're a Chicago guy too. He worked at WGN, and he says there is a shame in the condiment game if you do put ketchup on a Chicago style hot dog.
I think we would be fast friends. I'm definitely a mustard person to go with that too. We also have to think about our sides, right? So it's just as important as the main dish. For me, Bush's baked beans are the sure side of a good time, right? So a lot of varieties from the baked original to the sweet heat to even their Bush's grillin' beans. I always tell people, like when I wrote Serial Griller, the intention was that you can make everything better on your grill. And around the fourth, things start to get hot all around the country. And I always tell people, make your baked beans on the grill. Yes, I said it. You're making your baked beans on the grill, right? I've got a Weber Traveler portable gas grill. And the idea is you just put it over indirect heat. So that's kind of away from the heat source. And when you close your grill, you're actually creating convective heat. So Bush's baked beans just straight out of the can in a cast iron skillet. They're going to pick up some of that nice smoke and char. And the best part is that your kitchen will stay cool while your grill stays hot at the same time.
We just went to a barbecue. Well, we took our barbecue, and we were in Joliet. I don't know if you're familiar with
I
that, where
am,
that
yeah,
is, but it's
yeah,
south of Chicago.
sure.
And so anyway, we took it to like the lake or the pits or whatever they make out there where they've done mining and then you all of a sudden have a lake. All right, so we were there and a lot of other people just brought like their picnic baskets or whatever. We were like the only ones grilling. It makes such a difference. Like our food was so good. Like it's worth the effort.
Oh, I mean, what's so cool is that Weber has put together this Traveler grill. It's literally something you can put together with one hand. You mentioned
Wow.
on the mines, you can go down a rough trail. It's got all-terrain wheels. Fold it out, get it to temperature. It cooks up to 15 burgers or 20 sausages. So all of those people that were having picnics, if you had that Traveler with you, you would have had a lot more friends. They would have been coming to hang out with you because you could have cooked for the big group.
Oh, we had friends, my friend. Oh yeah, yeah. All right, let's talk about just some of the twists. I mean, there's some unique things too. Like I've tried grilling peaches a few times. Like I think you can do a lot more things on the grill than I think people realize you can do.
Absolutely. I think just a twist in flavors is always nice, right? So, chicken wings are one of my favorite grilled foods, especially as a starter. But I like to change it up with a little bit different flavor profiles. So, I'm using Lee Kum Keys Chu Chow style chili oil and sriracha chili sauce. They make a whole line of condiments
Oh,
and dipping sauces, but I really love to use them as a marinade as well. So combining those two as equal parts, allowing the chicken to sit in that for a couple of hours, and then again putting them on that grill over direct heat, getting a nice crispy skin. Move them off from the direct heat to allow them to cook up. Sides, as we mentioned, we've got the classic Bush's baked beans, but I also really love a potato salad. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, so there's no cookout complete without a potato salad. But I like to have a little flavorful twist. I'm actually using sweet potatoes instead of the traditional
Oh.
potato. So you can do it as a potato salad or even a grilled sweet potato fry. These are available year round and they are sweet, but a little trivia question for you here. They're actually their own vegetable. It's spelled as one word. And my neighbors over in North Carolina actually produce nearly 70% of these superfoods. So we can cook these on the grill. Just again, the idea of baking them over indirect heat for maybe 50 minutes. And then what I like to do is slice them to kind of expose that flesh and then brush them with a
Mhm.
little vegetable oil and then put them right on the grill, right? So we want to get that smoky char, kind of fold it together with some bacon and blue cheese and chive. It's a really fun twist on a traditional potato salad. And our friends over at NC Sweet Potatoes on Instagram and Facebook are giving away special prizes just when you follow them as well.
Yum. Okay. Yeah, I'm a huge sweet potato fan. I like it when they get like that black kind of liquidy stuff comes out and they're like, I
Oh,
don't know, caramelized or
yes,
sugary or, oh, it's
yes.
so good. And you were
Yes.
talking, Matt, about the baked beans. Another thing that we like to do to make the kids eat them, because they like baked beans, but they like them better if we have beef or pork or something in there.
Sure.
So you can cut up. I just take a pair of scissors and cut up, some of the meat that we're cooking. Pork's one of the favorites for me to cut up and stick in there, and that kind of makes it almost like a meal.
Oh, I mean, like I said, I think Bush's baked beans just on their own, fantastic right out of the can. But you could literally cut up some of these ballpark brand hot dogs, put them in there, kind of have the Franks
Oh
and beans
yeah.
thing going on. And like I mentioned, what's so nice about it is just being able to put everything on the grill. I like to use that cast iron skillet just straight out of the can. And if folks don't want to follow maybe a recipe that has 6 or 7 ingredients, these Bush's baked beans, we say it's the sure side of a good time. It's literally just stirring it and putting it on and just heating them up to temperature. And if you want the kiddos to eat it too, you can cut up those ballpark brand hot dogs and kind of have a meal in one.
Yeah, and there's 6 of us, so believe me, when there's time to be saved with 4 sports this summer, I'll take anything I can get. All right, I want to make sure we can get all these recipes, but I have a couple questions for you too, because I know
Yeah.
you do like Southern cuisine, but you update it with like that Mediterranean and Middle Eastern influence, which I mean that is to die for. I used to live in Georgia. I like Southern food, but it doesn't agree with like my body shape,
Sure.
and so I am a big Mediterranean and Middle Eastern. So let's first get the website where we can get some of your tips.
Yeah, so for all the information and the recipes, just head over to dailylounge.com.
Dailylounge.com.
You got it.
Dailylounge.com. Excellent. And then, what do you make? Like, give me some examples of Southern, because that's an interesting twist on Southern cooking to add like a Mediterranean or Eastern influence. What are some things you make?
Yeah, well, in the South, we say mac and cheese is a vegetable, but at the same
Hmm.
time, we've always, I think, cooked in season. And so I think sometimes there's a little bit of a misconception over Southern food that it's always, loaded in butter and too much salt and fat. But I really love cooking with seasonality. And I mentioned throughout Serial Griller that when we apply heat, especially fire, we have some science that helps us too. We call the phenomenon we were talking about, the sweet potatoes, that brown food is good food. That really comes from the Maillard reaction of cooking. And so for me, I think celebrating the seasonality of what we've been blessed with in the South in terms of ingredients.
Hmm.
Yes, there's indulgence like the Bush's baked beans or the hot dogs and even the chicken wings that we talked about earlier. But the whole idea of maybe adding a little bit of fresh elements, fresh herbs, that fire, some vinegar, of course, plenty of garlic in my cooking and my recipes. I just think you celebrate kind of that year-round grilling season that we're so fortunate to have in the South and beyond.
I have to tell you, Serial Griller has almost 1,000 ratings that are really good. So if people want to check that out, I found it on Amazon. Serial Griller Grill Master Secrets for Flame Cooked Perfection by you, Matt Moore. So it looks like you. Oh, Kindle's a deal. Kindle's a steal. Okay. All right. Well, good to know because I'm a Kindle aficionado. Awesome. Okay. And you have a website as well, Matt?
Yep, so you can get all this information and recipes at dailylounge.com, and my site is mattrmoore.com as well.
Dailylounge.com and mattrmoore.com. Thanks, Matt.
All right, thank you so much.